The parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee set up to investigate claims of graft in the SAPS and judicial system by KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has adopted draft terms of reference for its work. The commission plans to interview Mkhwanazi himself and suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, among others. MK Party MP David Skosana, who is a member in the committee, says he was happy with the process until now, and is calling for former Police Minister Bheki Cele and other members of the judiciary, including judges, to be called before the committee. He joins us now to tell us more. Good morning, David. Thank you so much for your time.
Want a situation where we're going to have to put it on hold.
Good morning, David. Good morning. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Good morning. Good morning to you, and good morning to all the viewers.
Thanks for your time. Now, the MK Party has consistently argued that South Africa's justice system has been captured. Your party has repeatedly called for fundamental changes to what you term Dutch law. Now, do General Mkhwanazi's allegations about criminal syndicates controlling law enforcement validate your calls for radical legal transformation?
I guess as Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, we're very clear about we are concerned in terms of what we have in this country. Hence, you heard us talking about that we have to amend this constitution because it doesn't serve our people in this country. This Dutch Roman law is not helping us at all. And I think it's time for us to accept that. Now, we have seen a lot of matters which were raised by General Mkhwanazi in particular, that the judiciary as well interferes with the law and order in this country. And as such that the Ad Hoc Committee will have to test all these allegations, which were substantiated by General Mkhwanazi. Evidence, he attached the evidence in all what he said on that day when he came on air to tell South Africans, that there's issues in this country, in particular with South African Police Service and the judicial system in this country.
Now, given your position and also given what the General has revealed about alleged corruption in the NPA, the judiciary, the police services, does the MK Party still believe that these institutions can be reformed, or do they need to be completely restructured?
I think as Umkhonto Wesizwe, we're very clear about that we have to restructure the judicial system in this country. And we have to structure the police service. I mean, if a minister as well can be involved in all these things which General Mkhwanazi has told South Africans, it leaves much to be desired. It tells you that we have to restructure the South African police service as well with the judicial system together. Because where we are today, I think everyone in this country is waiting for this Ad Hoc Committee to complete its job and make sure that all the culprits and justice is seen to be done.
But now, with only until October the 31st to complete this investigation, do you believe 2 months is sufficient time to uncover what you describe as systematic capture that may have been years in the making?
Indeed, remember that if we are not finished by the 31st of October, we might have an extension, but we want to try our best not to go that route of Zondo. Chief Justice Zondo went on with extension and extension after extension. We need to make sure that South Africans get the truth of what exactly is happening in this country. We have, the minister decided to classify it, for instance, Pala. For whatever reason. In other words, they are closing ranks among themselves. So we need to know the truth of exactly what happened and what is happening in this country. Because if one has to take into cognizance what General Mkhwanazi has said, it's disturbing. And in fact, I just want to say to you, we're even disturbed by one of the support staff member in the legal department of Parliament to say that Mkhwanazi did not its allegations, there were no evidence. There was evidence which was attached by General Mkhwanazi. And it's a fact that some of the dockets were removed. from where they're supposed to be and removed for whatever reasons. This has to be tested in the Ad Hoc Committee, and that will be done. You have the NPA, where the head, Batoi, raised issues as well. He needs help because he has failed to deliver in this country. You have your IDEC, which does as it pleases in this country. So those are the issues as well which have to be ventilated in the Ad Hoc Committee. As I said, that the judiciary, the judges as well, has to appear before the Ad Hoc Committee.
Sure.
And yes, that's and we agreed on that. And as I said as well, from Mkhwanazi Sizwe Party, we requested that the former Minister of Police, General Cele, has to appear as well, and we agreed on that in our term of reference.
Yeah, so you have called for former Minister Bheki Cele to appear as a witness before the committee. What specific decisions or actions do you believe he took that are relevant to this investigation?
Remember that Mkhwanazi, this thing has not started only when Minister Mkhunu was in the office. It started long before that. These political killings, in particular in KwaZulu-Natal and in Gauteng, indeed happened during his time. And I guess you might share some information, important information for the Ad Hoc Committee, and as well for South Africans to know the truth, because you can't have a police do as they please, and the politicians as well do as they please. We can't have that in this country. You had your CR17 bank statement still in 2017, and by the judiciary for whatever reason.
Right.
All those matters
now
has to be tested in the Ad Hoc Committee.
Do you believe Minister Cele had knowledge of the alleged 360 million rand SAPS healthcare contract?
The truth will come out of the Ad Hoc Committee. For now, let's leave it for the day when he's going to testify before us.
All right. What happens if key witnesses refuse to cooperate, or if evidence mysteriously disappears during these 2 months? Does the committee have the teeth to ensure accountability?
Remember, we have the right to subpoena any witness to appear before the Ad Hoc Committee.
Now, given the seriousness of these allegations, do you believe that this committee has the political will and institutional power to hold powerful individuals accountable, or will this become another report that gathers dust?
As I've already said in the core committee, that I hope what happened to Section 89, the report which was drafted by the former Chief Justice Ngobo, should not repeat itself in Parliament. Otherwise, we'll be wasting people's time and taxpayers' money. We need to make sure that on this committee, it's not like all the other committees which happened before on the 5th administration or the 6th administration. We need to make sure that this time our people get justice. They must see justice. Justice must be seen to be done, not only be a sin, but be done in this country. Because if we are only there, just for optics, or just to mark the register that we have done this, then we are wasting people's time. But I guess that all the parties this time, in particular, the so-called GNU, they'll have it in their heart to make sure that they don't cover anybody now. As we have seen, the DA have changed tunes, many times, flip-flopping, saying that the pala, the president had to account. But now they've changed. And hopefully in this committee, their members, sanity will prevail. They won't only be there by numbers or only to be there by voting. It should not be like that. People must know the truth. And we need to make sure that we are not wasting money, taxpayers' money in this core committee. It should not be like any other committee which has ever happened before in this country. David,
beyond the former Minister Bheki Cele, are there other officials that the MK party believes should also be called to testify?
There's many of them. From our side, I guess, you need to have even the former Chief Justice Mkhwanazi, because he told us about the judiciary as well. You need your IDEC, you need your Batoi, you need some rock element. There's rock element as well. Within South African Revenue Service, you've got them in IDEC, you have them in IPAD, in subs at the top echelons, that we have that. And Mkhwanazi has already said that. We'll submit the names and the witnesses as we had on Friday when we had the term of reference. You have your General Sibia will appear, you have your former minister suspended or special leave, Mkhunu, you have the current minister, Kakalia, as well. You have the national commissioner who will appear before us. Before I let you go, David, if this committee succeeds in exposing the alleged criminal syndicates operating at the highest level of government and law enforcement, what concrete outcomes should South Africans expect? The concrete outcome is that people have to be prosecuted like any other person, because we have this universal principle to say we are all equal before the law. We have to make sure that everyone who's implicated and is proven that all the allegations and all these substantiated allegations which was made by Mkhwanazi, which is evident to us, have to be followed up and justice has to be done. It can only be optics for us. As Mkhwanazi, we are very, very clear that we need to protect the fiscus of this country, and we need to make sure that everyone who has transgressed the law has to account for his deed or her deed. All right. Finally. All right. Please, could you tell us what the role of the committee is in parallel to the commission of Nhlanhla, and what happens if the outcomes are conflicting? It will be interesting, and I guess it happened in the right time that we have the Ad Hoc Committee, and because remember, we didn't want to have this this commission of inquiry by Justice Nhlanhla, but the president opted to go that route. But for where we are now, as Ad Hoc Committee, I'll talk about Ad Hoc Committee, we need to make sure that it doesn't happen. What happened this time, it does not happen again. History should not repeat itself, because we wasted money with Chief Justice Ngobo. It's a report which was very clear, of what was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen. A prima facie was given, but you know what happened? They closed rank, they went to parliament, they voted against that. So this time we hope sanity will prevail. All these people who will be found wanting have to be prosecuted like everybody else in this country. David, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Ms. Chaba.